Today, I want to take you through an inspiring journey in the book of Hosea, focusing especially on chapter 11 to explore how God deals with sin and how deeply his love for us runs. Hosea is a unique book. It's a minor prophet's message, but packed with major lessons about God's heart toward his people. So, Hosea's story starts with God asking the prophet Hosea to marry a woman named Gomer, who was a prostitute. This marriage represented Israel's relationship with God, full of betrayal and unfaithfulness. Their kids' names symbolized God's judgments, Jezreel meaning God scatters, Lo-Ami meaning not my people, and another meaning no mercy. Despite this, when Gomer fell into debt and slavery, God told Hosea to buy her back. This dramatic act showed God's unwavering pursuit to redeem his people, even when they've turned away. By chapter 11, God is like a loving father dealing with a rebellious child. He reminds Israel, his people, that he called them out of Egypt, like calling a child, teaching them to walk, healing them, and leading them gently. But despite all his kindness, they kept turning away, worshiping idols and breaking their covenant. This covenant, by the way, is very important to understand. Unlike human contracts, which are often business deals between parties who might not even like each other, God's covenant is deeply relational and totally faithful. It's like an unbreakable promise rooted in love. God took on all the responsibility. He pledged himself fully to his people because he loves them. That love means God's response to sin isn't just a legal matter. It's personal. When his children rebel, it's not just a breach of contract. It's a deep heartbreak, like a spouse betrayed. So God disciplines his people, not out of hatred or anger, but like a father correcting his child. The passage reminds us in Hebrews 12 that the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and that discipline is for our good, to teach us and help us grow into holiness. In Hosea 11, we see this discipline coming as God allows Assyria to oppress Israel because they refuse to seek him or turn from their idols. The people's own choices bring consequences, but even then, God's compassion is clear. He says his heart recoils. He cannot bear to give them up or treat them as utterly destroyed like the cities of Admah and Zeboim, which were completely wiped out. Instead, he holds back his full wrath, showing mercy amid judgment. That tension between judgment and mercy reveals a God who is not distant nor indifferent, but intimately involved, deeply grieved by our sin, yet unwilling to let us go. This is a God who pursues his children tirelessly. And here is the beautiful hope in all of this. Even though Israel's rebellion is real and costly, God promises restoration. He says they will go after the Lord, coming trembling like birds returning from exile, and he will bring them home. This promise echoes throughout Scripture, pointing ultimately to Jesus Christ. Matthew's Gospel picks up on Hosea's words when he quotes, "Out of Egypt I called my son," referring to Jesus. Whereas Israel was often unfaithful, Jesus is the true, perfect son who fulfills all that Israel was meant to be. He never wavered, never turned away, and through his life, death, and resurrection, he brings us back to God. So, when we ask how God deals with sin, it's covenantally he is bound by his promises. It's relational, he loves us deeply as a father loves his children. It's disciplinarian, he corrects us for our good. But it's always compassionate and merciful, with the goal of redemption and restoration through Christ. For us today, this passage invites honest reflection. Are we worshiping idols or clinging to sin instead of God? Do we recognize how completely God has loved us, calling us out of spiritual bondage? Like Israel, we often fall short, but the invitation remains open. Come back, be healed, be restored. Ultimately, our hope is not just in our own ability to change, but in Jesus, God's Son, who perfectly walked this path and calls us to walk with him. His covenant love never fails, never stops pursuing, and offers full restoration to all who turn to him. That's the heart of Hosea 11, God's unrelenting love for his people, his pouring out of discipline and kindness, and the promise that no matter how far we wander, he calls us home through Jesus. Thanks for listening, and may this reminder of God's faithfulness and mercy encourage you today.